The first two verses of Joshua 1 state, "And after the death of Moses, the servant of Yahweh, it came to pass that Yahweh spake unto Joshua the son of Nun, Moses' minister, saying, Moses my servant is dead. Now therefore arise, go over this Jordan, thou and all this people, unto the land which I do give to them, even to the children of Israel." What do we make of these opening words to the book of Joshua? One thing which is noticeable is a repetition of words about the death of Moses. God says to Joshua, "Moses my servant is dead." So what is the purpose of the opening words of the book, now after the death of Moses, the servant of Yahweh? It seems an unnecessary preamble. We apparently learn nothing from these opening words, which cannot be learned from the beginning of God's speech to Joshua. Why doesn't the book simply begin, "It came to pass that Yahweh spake unto Joshua the son of Nun, Moses' minister, saying"? One of the reasons for the repetition is that the opening words are used to form a chiastic structure. This in turn focuses attention on a particular aspect of the text which we may otherwise overlook. A chiastic structure is where a series of words occur in a passage and are then repeated, but in the reverse order. As we can see, in verse 1 the word death comes before Moses the servant, but in verse 2 Moses my servant comes first, followed by is dead. What is the significance of this? On the screen, the structure present in the text has been made more explicit by giving letters to each section. The numbers in brackets refer to the verses. The significance of the chiastic structure is now clearly visible. It focuses attention on the words at the centre of the chiasm. It came to pass that Yahweh spake unto Joshua the son of Nun, Moses' minister, saying. Now, this challenges our preconceptions about the opening two verses. Isn't the statement about God speaking to Joshua just a precursor to what was actually said? Surely what was actually said to Joshua is more important than the statement that God spoke to Joshua. But when we think about it, what a remarkable thing it is for God to speak to a man. We might take this for granted, but there have only been a handful of people whom God has actually directly spoken to. And when we compare these opening words with words later in the chapter, we see how important this point is. In verse 5, God speaks of Joshua having a similar standing in the sight of the people to Moses. "There shall not any man be able to stand before thee all the days of thy life. As I was with Moses, so I will be with thee. I will not fail thee, nor forsake thee." In verses 16 and 17, we see that the people acknowledge the importance of Joshua, not because of any intrinsic ability he may have had, but because God was with him as he had been with Moses. And they answered Joshua, saying, "All that thou commandest us we will do, and whithersoever thou sendest us we will go. According as we hearken unto Moses in all things, so will we hearken unto thee. Only Yahweh thy God be with thee, as he was with Moses." So the opening words of the book of Joshua are not an unnecessary preamble. They are not made redundant by the words in verse 2. Rather, they form part of a chiastic structure which draws attention to the remarkable fact that God spoke to a man, the man Joshua. For more examples of chiastic structures in the Bible, go to the site Biblical Chiasm Exchange by clicking on the link in the description box below.